Hey guys, welcome to another MapleStory 2 video, and today I'm going to be sort of talking you guys through my first day on MS2. So in a sense, this is going to be kind of a let's play, not necessarily a let's play, but more of a series that documents how I do during my first release of MapleStory 2, just to show you guys what I get through. I'm not going to be covering every single day that happens. Maybe I'll do like a week from a week's worth of progress and see what happens. Not entirely sure yet, we're going to see how it goes. The reason for this series, mostly other than to just get footage out, because I do want to keep you guys entertained and just to make videos for you guys, and to let you know, those of you who are not playing the Head Start update, to show you what you're missing out on. I'm kidding. It's mostly just to help show you how I'm progressing and how you can as well when we get through. Since everyone's entering blind pretty much for the most part, and you guys want to know how to go through the game, just because not many people are sure, like, how should I go through the game because I'm a new player. You know, I'm a new player myself, so I was thinking maybe this is a way that I can help you guys get an idea of how to progress through the game. I have played in both closed betas, so I do have a little bit of information. I just want to get this out for you guys too. And I understand that people do enjoy watching Let's Plays to a certain extent. The Road to Max Damage series that people do in MS1, it's very enjoyable. So I'm kind of doing the same thing here. Once again, I'm not covering every single day because some days are just farm days and some days I don't play that much at all. And just to preface, I'm a mid to hardcore level player. I think I'm starting out hardcore, like I'm trying to grind out as many dungeons as I can, and then I'll eventually regress and go back to being a mid-level player. Currently what I'm doing is my goal is to just get as much endgame content as possible, or get through the endgame content, or like go as far as I can, and then once there's time for, let's just say, we're waiting for Nexon to release a new patch and whatnot, I'm gonna go ahead and then go over into the more casual aspects like fishing, mounts, farming, building a house, what have you. Okay, so I was able to get to level 50 in one day, and it took me roughly about 10 hours. It could have taken a little less if I was playing a much better class, and if I also was doing it all in one sitting, but I took a lot of breaks in between, and still overall a very enjoyable experience, and I'm finally glad that I don't have to worry about my save data being deleted basically, because this is the actual release of MS2, not a closed beta. So from level 1 to 20, I basically skipped every single cutscene, every single dialogue, because I already read the story 50 times when I played in MS1 or MS2 in Korea, and then I played the closed betas. My main goal was just to get to level 50 as fast as I could so I can enjoy the most important part of the game, which is the actual content that you get to explore outside of the quests. And assassins suck really early on. I don't recommend you guys pick this class unless you have gear already set, which means I recommend you guys play a much easier and more streamlined and much more, or I guess play an easier and stronger class like, Knights, Berserker, and Priest. Those three in my opinion are probably the best so far, and then you might find a good difference. I don't know how Runeblader is going to be, but I just really hope it's a lot better than Assassins, because Assassins early on, they have high energy costs, long cooldowns, mediocre damage, and terrible wave clear due to those previous aspects. And they're probably the same as Thieves in MS1, where they're very funding heavy. If they don't have funding, they don't do very well, but if they have funding, they scale extremely well. So they're kind of like Thieves in MS1, where it's just you need to spend a lot of time and resources. And I knew that coming in, but it's just, my goodness, it was a lot harder to play an Assassin than like a Berserker. The dungeons were pretty simple and not that taxing. I just followed the basic quest line because they brought back the quest experience to be equal to that of Closed Beta 1, not Closed Beta 2. And that means you can just get from level 1 to level 50 straight just by doing the quest line. The level cap is still level 50 until the full release, which happens in October 10th. I didn't realize though that you could skip most of the mobs in some dungeons and just go straight to the boss, which did save me quite a bit of time. And overall, like level 1 to 20 didn't take too long. From level 20 to 35, the game started to get a bit more interesting just because assassins we get more skills. From here on, from the Alinea arc and beyond, it starts getting a lot harder to take out these mobs because they have a lot more experience. EXP is still relatively decent, but I was starting to feel the burnout at this point in time, which is why I decided to end the stream, take a break and finish the rest later. That's why my face cam is not included in the rest of the videos. And we're like about, let's say, I think 3 or 4 hours in now, so just feeling a bit exhausted. Level 35 and 45 though, on the other hand, the hell levels of MS2, probably, arguably the slowest progression point because lots of dungeons, lots of kill quests, and very low quest-to-quest EXP gain, which is how you get most of your experience, not by actually killing the mobs. I took multiple breaks just to not burn myself out. Seriously, I was only considering reaching level 40 that day, on the first day, and then I decided to just power through. So I picked up Doctor Strange, who decided to watch the movie again, and about 3 or 4 hours later more, we were able to reach about level 45. I still enjoy the fact that they reinvented Papillot's Clock in MS2. The boss fight's like really memorable and I do enjoy the theme of it. Although I don't understand why Ludi is in MS2 but not like Aqua Road, Orbis, and El Not, because Ludi is one of the more minor towns. But Orbis is like an even bigger one just because it's like the central hub of the Maple world. But even so, you know, not that big of a deal. Level 45 to 50, for some reason, the last 5 levels, they go insanely quickly, like in less than half the time it takes to get from 35 to 45. The monsters are now really hard to kill, and very slow, but I was in the home stretch, so I decided to just keep going, and then eventually following the questline, you kill Kavan, finish up, and then reach level 50. The lore is actually quite interesting. The reason why I skipped through it is, like I said, I've seen it before, but those of you guys who have not played either the closed betas or KMS2 or CMS2, definitely recommend you see the lore, because the main theme of MapleStory 2 is essentially the Maple world before MapleStory 1. So MS2, despite being the sequel to MS1 in terms of the game, MS2 is actually technically, from the story perspective, the prequel to MS1. So if you guys want to find out what happened before all this crap happened, and this is all before the Black Mage, I believe. But I still think it's a really interesting story, and I think they're going to develop more about it later on. I'm not entirely sure. I hope they do, just because I want to figure out what happens with the Rev, because she says at the end that she's hiding a secret, but she doesn't tell us what it is, and she asks us just to trust her until the war is over. So I do hope when Nexon does release more expansions to the game, they'll cover more about that, just because I am a huge sucker for story, as you guys know, and I would like to see what happens. But I didn't just grind through the entire game without doing anything in particular. I did participate in the MC events, and my favorite one, of course, is the Maple True or False quiz, because it's just one of those things where the power of whoever can type very fast on Google wins the entire thing. But it's nice to be able to test your trivia, your silly trivia, just to see like what happened. And some of the questions that popped up were drop dead easy, and some of them were really not necessarily hard, but it's like those things that you never would know unless you went out of your way to figure it out. Kind of like the Slumdog Millionaire questions, or actually any Who Wants to Be a Millionaire question. And I actually became the champion of the first Maple OX quiz that came out, and I was super happy about that. And I did take multiple breaks in between to keep myself refreshed and relaxed. I had a great live stream, by the way, and I plan to do more, although it may not be every single day, because I would rather just play and then like watch anime on the side or watch YouTube, but here and there, you know, just every so often. And yeah, on the first day, nothing much happened. I just mostly focused on leveling up. It took about 10 hours or so. If you're playing much more dedicatedly, like if you're just going straight from like in one sitting trying to get from level 1 to 50, it should take you no more than, let's say, 8 hours. Around 6 to 8 hours, but if you take breaks in between, then it should be fine. Leveling in MapleStory 2 is not your primary concern, unlike MapleStory 1, where I said in the first impressions video, unlike MapleStory 1, where you're required to get a certain level to unlock more content. MapleStory 2, getting to the max level is just the very beginning of the step. That's all you have to do at that point. It's what happens after you reach that max level that's like even more important. Kind of once again like Realm of the Mad God, where getting to level 20 is extremely easy, it's just after that you have to like build up fame and whatnot. But that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed, and in those of you who are currently playing in the Head Start, I hope you guys are enjoying as well. I'm having a great time actually. I've been farming dungeons as much as I could, so I guess there'll be a dungeon farming montage later on. I think we're going to end it off here, so if you guys have any comments or questions that you want to leave for me in the comment section below about what you should be doing, especially those of you who are playing in the Head Start, I'd be happy to answer, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.